Hi and welcome back to Celebrity Goddess Oracle. So today we're going to do a reading for Adele. So as you know, I like to use the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards. So we're just going to connect into the energy around Adele and see what's currently going on with her at the moment. She was in the news just in the last couple of days about attending an Oscars after party. She's looking amazing. She's lost an incredible amount of weight and okay, straight out of the deck. Right, so let's dive in and see what's going on around her. So she hasn't made, she's gone through a lot of change in the last sort of year. So not just sort of like, you know, obviously not just sort of in the way that she looks, but she recently got divorced, didn't she? And, okay, she recently got divorced and sort of like there's a massive amount of change going on around her. Oh my gosh, I think that's too many. We need to have a few less cards, thanks. A huge amount of change going on around her. So it'll be interesting to see what happens this year. I mean, everybody's been hotly anticipating her new album. It was kind of talked about that it might have dropped last year, but it hasn't. So they're saying that it's gonna happen soon, apparently. It's gonna happen soon. So when it does, it'll be her first album in 5 years. It'll be her first album in 5 years. So, I mean, her previous album, 25, was amazingly successful. So it's gonna be interesting to see what kind of her next music is actually. Right, lovely. Right, so I'm going to go for one for each of these, a clarifier actually. No, actually, okay, one overarching card because I feel like we're going to change decks actually. Right, okay, two, no problem. Right, transformation. And oh yeah, that's lovely, bossy. But I think we're going to change decks here. I feel that's sort of like where we're at. And we're going to go with the Archangel Michael cards here. Actually, that's what I'm going to go. That's the deck I'm going to jump to here. So let's dive in. Actually, in fact, the bottom of the deck is Bright Future, so we're going to leave that here as well, actually, because that's, you know, all connected into here. So, but we're going to clarifiers for each of these three. Wow, straight out the deck. That's amazing. Okay, right, that's nice. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Ow. The cards do just want to fly out for Adele, I have to say. Right, okay. And I think we're just going to go for one more here and one here. Okay. Yeah. Gosh, yeah. Okay. And one more here too. Just one more card for this. Okay, it comes out. Okay, this makes sense. Okay. And one more, I think, for here. There's so much, you know, what I feel, there's so much energy around her actually. It's like, wow, I mean, look at this. This is too many, but there's just so much that wants to come out for her. So we need to, there's a feeling of like a need to, there's so much going on, there's a feeling of need to focus actually. See, the cards just want to, you know, keep jumping out, but please, we just want one, and we just want one for here. Okay, and then we can dive straight into this reading and see what is going on around her. So just one card, please, for this. Just one. Okay, we're not going to have one, we're going to have a two, so that's fine. We'll make peace with that. A favorable outcome, and you and your loved ones are safe. That's fine. This is making sense. So this is, you know, we'll come to this part of the reading, and this is sort of more to do with sort of like as she's cycling out of this personal journey that we're going to talk about here, and into sort of like the next stage of her career, and that's fine, and we'll get there. But right, so I don't think there has been anything in the news about this, but let's talk about money. You know, let's talk about money here, because I don't know if she's actually divorced or if she's still going through a divorce, or I've got no idea what the terms are or what it is, and I don't think it's actually been talked about in the public eye, to be honest with you, not that I've seen anyway. But my gosh, there has been talk about money in relation to this divorce. You know, in this relation to this divorce. And, you know, here's the thing, this is a woman who has earned an incredible amount of money. And, you know, as we come to this, we'll see that there's a very bright future here. And this is in connection with sort of like what she's doing, and also right across her life, actually, but also money. So, you know, she doesn't really have ultimately anything to worry about. But, you know, here's the thing. And I get this feeling that this woman is not massively motivated by money, actually, you know, so she will just resolve it, and it is already resolved. This is a woman who has come to sort of terms with the situation and made the decision. But, you know, I get this feeling that there's almost too quick, it's almost like too quick to just say, yeah, just have that, you know, just have this, because, you know, with that, there comes sort of like this, there has to be a line, there has to be this, you know, you do need to protect yourself sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, but sometimes in certain circumstances, there's this definite requirement for you to do it more. And so it is in this sort of like, the separation and connection with money. And I do feel it's very money focused. Not that she's focused on the money, because she really doesn't. I mean, I get this almost feeling like she doesn't really care about money that much. It's like, you know, give me this and give me that, and I'm, you know, that's enough for me. I'm okay, actually. But yeah, it is resolved. You know, she's not, you know, it is resolved, and if it's not exactly resolved yet, it will be. And there just needs to be this boundary with her, though, that she doesn't just give everything and just say, yeah, just take what you want. And that's very much the feeling in this reading. You know, undying love here. Wow, this is self-love, actually. You know, these cards for here are actually self-love. So in actual fact, the biggest lesson in life is love. How to love yourself and how to love others. Okay, and this is what this shows here. This is your life's purpose, and this is all of our life's purpose, actually. You know, for some it becomes the real lesson and the real focus, and for her this is where the journey that she's going on at the moment, and focusing upon her divine and perfect health. And we can see that she's really stepped into that. You know, it's not all about sort of like how you look for her. This is sort of manifests in sort of like actually self-love and coming full circle for her. And we can see this here, actually, you know, this healing. You know, in this reading, this is where she, you know, she concentrates on this, and this is where she's at the moment. She's got this ability and to heal herself, and to, you know, and as part of that, you know, sometimes God is in charge is connection to God, it's connection to self. This is actually both, I feel, with this, with Adele. This is about, you know, this is really about trusting herself, actually. You know, trusting herself, trusting that, you know, she's doing the right thing and that everything is going to work out for her. And it is, because here we've got you and your loved ones are safe. You know, she's going to feel safe, she's going to feel secure, she's going to feel at peace. You know, it's going to be the ending of this cycle. This is going to be an ending of this cycle. And, you know, in all of this, you know, there is a favorable outcome for everybody. You know, it's fair. You know, it's perfect and fair for everybody involved. And it is. You know, this is a woman who, she's a type of, this is a woman, if she had like a tenner or $10 or £10 or 10 whatever in her pocket, and you came up to her and said, you know, I really need money. And this comes back to this, actually. This is a woman that give you the last tenner out of her pocket, actually. I mean, I don't know her, but, you know, she's just got this. And this is where these boundaries, you know, sometimes are, you know, are not there. You know, are not there for her. But, you know, she doesn't need to change that part of herself. That's a beautiful part of herself. And, you know, but at times there is this need to sort of, you do need to at some point say, well, actually, you know, there are boundaries, and that's perfectly healthy. That's part of this sort of stepping into loving yourself. And, you know, that's a good thing. You know, peace is coming for her. You know, she's going to have this peace. You know, it's the end of this cycle for her. You know, honor the cycles of your body's energy levels and emotions. And you know, this journey achieves that. And the end of it is going to be this transformation and this blossoming of, you know, into her new bright future. You know, I mean, you know, I don't know if it, to be honest with you, I don't think anybody would question whether or not. I want to put this right in the middle. You know, I want to put this right, I feel like it's going right in the middle. You know, everything's radiating to sort of this bright future for her, because she does have it, you know, it's there for her. I mean, I don't think anybody would necessarily even question that it would be, but I think she definitely has questioned it for herself. I mean, particularly at this point, my gosh, I get this feeling connecting in that it's taken so much for her to actually initiate, to be truthful to herself, with herself actually, about how she really feels, and then to sort of like resolve this for herself, and that's sort of where she's at. So wow, I cannot wait to hear her new album. I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to connect into her wild animal energy totem spirit here. We're going to use the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck by King Kranz. If you watch my channel, you know I absolutely love this deck. The artwork is really beautiful, so we're just going to take the time to connect in and dive in and see what else comes out for, let's see what else comes out for Adele and what else is going on around her. Really lovely. Right, so let's see what else is going on here. Okay. The cards with Adele just they all want to come out, but we need focus. I get the feeling sort of there is this energy around her as well, it's about this sort of like focus. Raccoon, right, interesting. Okay, and deer, yeah, okay. And we're gonna go for one more. Okay, we've got several more, but no. Nope, we're going to have to go back in and go again because that's far too many. I just need one. Nope, see, too many cards with Adele. It's very strange. Right, finally, right, there we are. Okay, this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, we're going to, do you know what? I know exactly where I want to go with this. We're going to start with the swan. The swan is, you know, the swan is about transformation, isn't it? This transformation here, and isn't that beautiful? You know, she's going through that period of transformation, you know, right from the beginning, right to this point here. And, you know, and so it is. And she's just gonna, you know, she's turning into this, you know, she's turning into this beautiful swan. Sometimes with this energy, it's sort of like paddling like crazy underneath it whilst being serene on top. But for her, this is like, you know, this is like stepping into this beautiful, you know, her beautiful self in every single way, not just external, but sort of like it's, you know, primarily internal actually, because that's the thing that really matters. What really matters is sort of like this beautiful, this beautiful sort of transformation coming out. And this comes back to this raccoon here. It comes back to raccoon. Raccoon is about being really talented, but, you know, sort of hiding in the shadows, And here's the thing, and, you know, being timid, this is also where the deer comes in. The deer comes into sort of timidity and sort of being, you know, backward stepping, not putting yourself up in, you know, up front and in the limelight, which just kind of sounds counterintuitive because, you know, she is in the limelight, you know, she is in the limelight, but we're going to see her going from sort of like, you know, being in the shadows, stepping up into sort of her energy. Okay. This is connected to her being a performer. You know, she's on stage, you know, she's wearing this mask, but who's this real person underneath? And this is where this deer energy comes, this loving, graceful mother energy that she is, you know, very feminine, very caring, you know, and gentle and compassionate. And, you know, as she sort of goes through this journey, she's going to step into this beautiful swan energy, you know, about being, you know, effortlessly creative, elegant in her power, and happy, you know, happy to sort of like step away from this sort of like hiding in the shadows and stepping into her true power, and for, you know, her own individual voice and vision waiting to be heard, you know, waiting to be heard. And so it will be for her, you know, and so it will be for her. This is so perfect, actually, this reading for Adele. Really is. So we're going to pull one more card. We're going to have a look at the universe as your back. We're just going to pull one out of here as a final card for the reading. I do take suggestions, so if you've got something that you would like me to read, I do take suggestions. I have a list, so please don't be shy. Please make a comment below and let me know if there's somebody specific that you want me to read. I do my best to get around to doing all of them, and like I say, I do keep a list, so please make sure that you reach out and let me know. Right, we're going to go for 2, which I'm not surprised. It's been like this the whole way through for Adele's reading. Okay, actually, in fact, we've got 3 here. My goodness, we're just going to go with it because it's just the way that it is with her reading. Attack, pain, fear, judgment, and any form of separation are merely calls for help. And, you know, so it is actually. There's this healing of the self in here, you know. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Yes, so this comes back to sort of like being, if we're just going to dig in here a bit, so excuse me, but this is about being, like we've had here of God being in charge here, yeah? Of God being in charge. So through prayers, this sort of like belief, not in just in yourself, but in the wider universe, that you can connect, and the very thing that you want, even the things that you don't want, or things that you need or you don't think you need, you're open to allowing them, you know, to come to you. And here, this connects into this as well. Through prayer and meditation, I create a ripple effect of peace in the world. And here we've got this peace here up here, see? You know, and for her, this is peace in her world. You know, sometimes this is peace in the external world, but for Adele in this reading, this is about peace, you know, peace in her internal world. And if you think about it, this is also connected to this swan card here. You know, peaceful, graceful, connected to the inner self, you know, blossoming, you know, blossoming into the new and into this new energy that she has. What a beautiful reading. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you'd like to like, share and subscribe to my channel, that would be amazing and so much appreciated. I do private readings. If that would be of benefit to you, please reach out and connect to me. In the meantime, I'm sending you my love. Make sure you look after yourselves. Make sure you look after each other. And in the meantime, thanks so much for watching Celebrity Goddess Oracle.